guys, welcome back to my channel, Familiar Heart. Sorry, I'm just pulling my camera back a little bit so you guys can see me better. So if you don't know from my previous short clip videos, I went in the hospital for foot and ankle surgery. That is why there are crutches in the background, because I am non-weight bearing. But a couple of days, 2 days, the day before I actually went to the hospital, I've made this hexagon square, and throughout this whole video I am sorry about the angle. I just broke my tripod trying to put my phone into it, but anyway, I made this hexagon granny square, which I will be teaching you guys in today's video. I'm actually using this for a honeycomb bee blanket that I'm going to be making. So if you want to find out how to block, how to connect your granny squares into a blanket, how to make the half hexagons, because I'm going to be making the half hexagon to make sure it looks like a square or a rectangle. And if you want to know how to make the bees, then I will make them in previous videos. With the blocking, the granny squares that I've currently got now, I probably will block tomorrow or the day after. But anyway, let's get on to materials. So obviously the first thing you'll need is your crochet hook. I'm using a 6mm, pair of scissors and darning needles. And you'll also need cream coloured yarn and yellow coloured yarn. And I'm sorry I don't have the ball of actual yarn out because it's all in my bag sitting right next to me from being on the bed. And I'm also going to be opening up a new business, a bead braiding business. I've only made 2 bracelets at the moment. Don't know when I'll be launching it though. I think I might actually wait until I get a few bracelets before I do launch the business. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, there's a lot going on. So let's get started on today's video. So for the first thing you want to do is grab your yellow yarn and make a magic ring with the yellow yarn. Right, so now you've got your magic ring there. Then what you want to do after you make your magic ring is chain 2. So I'm going to pull that tail a little bit shorter, the circle a little bit shorter. But yeah, pretty much after you chain 2, you're going to do 12 double crochets into that stitch. So that's 1. If you don't know how to do a double crochet, it's quite easy. All you got to do is wrap your yarn over your hook, insert it into that ring, draw up a new loop. So then you've got 3 loops on the hook, yarn over again, pull through 2, and then yarn over once more time and pull through 2. So that is 2 on my hook, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh shoot, I just lost my loop. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now I'll show you one more time before we close up the ring. So wrap yarn over hook, insert your hook, pull out a loop. So then you've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull for the last 2. So that is 12. So now you're just going to pull that center nice and tight, and that chain 2 that we started with, that chain 2 that we did at the beginning of this round does not count as any stitch. So you just want to go into the first stitch and just slip stitch. So that is the end of round 1. So for the next round, which is this round right here, you're going to chain up 2. Once again, the chain 2 does not count as anything. And in the first stitch, you want to do a double crochet. And then you want to do a treble crochet, which treble crochet is yarn over your hook twice, then insert, draw up a loop, so then you've got 4 loops instead of 3 loops, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. So that's how you do a treble crochet. and then you're going to do another double crochet. So that is counting as one of these corners right here. And then the next stitch, you want to do 2 double crochets into that stitch, and that is the repeat round all the way around until the very end. But I will show you how to do that corner one more time before I pause the video and finish off the rest of this round off of camera. So you want to insert your hook for a double crochet. So you just made a double crochet, then you want to do a treble crochet, which is 2 stitch, which for a treble, so you did 1 double crochet, and then for the treble crochets, yarn over your hook twice, insert your loop, pull up a loop, so then you got 4 stitches, and then you want to wrap yarn, put your hook over, put a loop on your, wrap yarn around your hook, and then pull through the first 2 loops, and then you want to wrap yarn through your hook again, pull through the next 2 loops, and yarn over again and pull through the last 2 loops, and then you're going to finish off with a double crochet, and then 2 double crochets into the next stitch, and you just want to repeat that all the way around until you get back to the beginning. And when you get back to the beginning, it is a slip stitch to the first stitch to end the round. So I'll be back once I get back to the start. Okay guys, so I'm back and I've just gotten back to the start, and now I'm just going to slip stitch into the first stitch to end that round. Now for the next round, it's pretty much similar to the last round. So what you want to do is chain up 2, yet again that does not count as a stitch, and then you want to go back into the same stitch where you just chained up from and do a double crochet. And next loop, you will be wanting to do the corner, which is a double crochet, a treble, and a double crochet all in the same loop. So I've just finished that just then, so then you've got 3 stitches in that loop all together. And for the next 4 stitches, it is 1 double crochet in each of those 4 stitches. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in the next stitch, it'll be another corner. So it's a double crochet, a treble crochet, and a double crochet all in that loop. And then you're going to continue that pattern all the way around until you get back to the start. And then once again, you want to slip stitch. And then when you get to the end of this round, you want to chain up 2, and we're always going to go up by 2. So I will show you in the last round, because we do one more round with you before I continue off to do the rest of the granny square and then come back. But pretty much with the next round, because you had 1 double crochet at the start, you'll be wanting to do 2 double crochets. So then when you get back to this side, instead of doing 4, you'll be doing 6. And then for the previous row, it will be 8. So do you get the picture? I will show you what I mean when I get closer. So yeah, I'm going to finish this off, and then I'm going to come right back. Okay guys, so I'm back, and I actually mucked up at the start. So instead of actually doing 1 double crochet at the start, you actually do 2 double crochets, and then you do the corner. So I do apologize for that. So I've just finished my last corner. So then I've still got 2 more double crochets. So then I'll make 4 along here. So I'm just going to continue that now. And then this chain 2 does not count as anything. So you're just going to slip stitch into the next stitch. So for the next, this is what I'm going to explain this, and I'm hoping you get this through. So for the next row, because this row you started off with 2 double crochets and then your corner, the next row will be 3 double crochets, then your corner, and because this long row was 4, it will double up by 2, so that will be 6. And then you do your corner, and then so forth. And then for the row after that, because you had 3 double crochets at the start, it will be 4 double crochets. And for the first side, because you had 6 double crochets, it will be 8 double crochets, then your corner, and repeat. And then the next row is the same. I'm only going to go to 8 rows. I'm only going to go 2 more rows. So then I'll finish off with doing the 8 stitches repeat, because this cream row is 10 stitches along the side. I really hope I'm making sense. If not, I do apologize. But anyway, I want to continue this and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back and I've finished with the last 2 rounds. And I haven't slip stitched yet because I want to show you how I change colour. So pretty much what I do when I do change colour is grab my scissors, cut the yarn, leaving about a couple of inches so you don't unravel the project by mistake. And then you'll be wanting to grab your cream yarn. And then you guys are going to put your hook through that stitch as normal. And then instead of yarning over with the yellow, you're going to be grabbing the cream yarn and then pulling that through both stitches. And then I like to make sure both of my tails are pretty much the same length. So I do that, is I grab the cream tail and then I'll grab the yellow tail and just measure it that way. And that's how I do it. And then you're going to chain 1. And then for the next row, instead of doing a double crochet and instead of chaining 2, you're just going to chain 1, go into the same stitch, yarn over, and then pull through. That is a single crochet. So now, because I have 8 stitches in the last row, 4 stitches in the last row, you'll be wanting to do 5 stitches in this row. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you break a corner. But I am going to be pausing the video because I do need to use the restroom, so I'll be back in just a bit and I'll show you what to do with the corner. Okay guys, so I'm back. I'm sorry, I did need to use the restroom, and I'm kind of out of breath because working on one leg is actually kind of exhausting. So pretty much I've done the 5 stitches. So now in the next stitch you want to do 1 single crochet for a corner, and instead of doing a treble, you're going to do a double crochet in the same stitch, and then you're going to finish off doing a single crochet in also the same stitch. And depending on how many rows you've done will change how many stitches along here you need to do. But I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches, and I did 8 stitches over here in the last round. So in this round I want to be doing 10 stitches. So, but instead of doing double crochet, I'm going to be doing singles. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and halfway between the 10 stitches, which is 5 stitches, I'm just going to pull up yarn, pull these tails a little bit, and then you're going to trim the tails because I've done 11 stitches, so I should be sewing in enough. So I've just cut the tails. Yes, I do like to go over the stitches as I go, and it just saves me from sewing in all the stitches later on. So hopefully the only stitches I'll need to sew up is this middle bit and the end of this yarn. So I'm on 5 stitches, so this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 single crochets, and then the next stitch is another corner. So once again, 1 single, 1 double, and another single, and then you're going to go along this side with however many stitches you need. I need 10. It will be different from depending on how many rows you did prior. And you don't have to do this cream border because of the project that I'm making. I think it looks nicer with a cream single crochet border. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm back to a corner, so it's going to be a single crochet followed with a double crochet followed with one more single crochet, all in that same stitch. And then you're going to so pretty much I want to repeat this all the way around until I get to the end. So I want to do this off of camera, and then I'm going to come back to show you how I finish my project. Okay guys, so I'm back and I've just finished off this round. So pretty much how I finish off my project is I just go into the first single crochet of this round and then just do a slip stitch to connect the round together, and then I'm just going to cut about a couple of centimeters of a tail, and then you're going to yarn over your hook and just do another slip stitch to fasten off, and then you're pretty much finished with the project. But the only thing is you've got these two dangly tails and it kind of looks ugly, so let's deal with that right now. So I'm just going to grab a darning needle, grab a tail, doesn't matter which one you start off with first. I'm decided to start off with the center. I like to use my saliva just to help it get onto the hook, the needle. Okay, so you got the needle on, you got the yarn onto the needle, so then all you want to do is just sew it in the, so it's pretty much you just want to weave it into your project. I only like to, for the center, I only like to weave it into the center row and not go up into the other double crochets. But if you prefer sewing it differently, then that's up to you. And I like to go around a couple of times just to make sure it's secure. I think that's just enough. So then you're going to take your other tail, put it onto your hook, on your needle, not the hook. And then for this one, you just want to go in just on the single crochets, because if you try sewing it through the double crochets, if it's a different color, because mine's a different color, if yours is a different color, then it will show through. But you don't have to do it in two different colors if you don't want to. I chose to do it because of the project that I'm working with. But you guys don't have to do it. So once I think I've sewn enough one way, I'll then take the project and sew it back the other way, just to make sure it's in there and it's not going anywhere. So I think that's good. That's the tail that is left over, which will get trimmed. So I'm gonna put my needle back. So then all you got to do left, or the only thing you need to do left, is just trim one tail and then trim the other one. Okay, so that is your finished granny square, hexagon granny square. For me, I'm making a honeycomb granny square blanket, bee blanket. I will take you along on the journey of how I do my blanket, so you won't be missing anything. So at the moment, all I'm doing is making these squares, and I think I've got a couple of squares behind me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 squares behind me plus these two, so that's 7. 1, 2, yeah, that's 7 squares I've got in total. So I might start blocking them tomorrow, and then after I've blocked them without filming them, I'll then make another couple more granny squares, and the next time I block those granny squares, I will do a video of how I block these granny squares. And the reason why I want to block these squares is to, 1, keep them flat as possible, and 2, make sure they're all the same size, so we'll be able to fit in together like that. So yeah, that will be the next video of how I block the squares. And then in the next video after that, I will show you how to connect these squares together. And once we complete the actual blanket itself, I will crochet half a hexagon, which I think should look maybe something like that to go on the corners. I'm not too sure yet. I will have to find a YouTube video of how to actually do that. But pretty much that they might go into the sides, into like the side of the side of the blanket to make it look like a rectangle or a square. And I will show you how to do that. So that will be after I'll show you how to connect those granny squares, and then I'll show you how to block those ones. So pretty much I'll show you the whole process of how I do all of that. And I'm pretty sure the other question you guys are probably wondering, because I was at the hospital, I got discharged today. I still have my bracelet on from the hospital, so I'm pretty sure you guys will be wanting to see my leg. I have not seen the stitches because I'm in a cast at the moment. I'll explain it when I actually show you, but pretty much I'm in a half cast, which once again I'll show you. I'll explain it more when I actually show you. So I'm in a half cast. That half cast is going to stay on my foot for 2 weeks, and then I got to go back. That cast is going to get removed, and then I'm going to get a full cast on my leg, and then that's going to stay on for the rest of the majority of the time that I'll be off weight bearing, which my surgeon told me I'm not allowed to put any weight on my leg for 8 weeks. And then the nurses at the hospital, Prince Charles Hospital, said I won't be allowed to put, it'll be for 6 weeks. So I don't really know if it is 6 weeks or 8 weeks. I'm a bit confused there, because my nurses told me 6 weeks, but then my surgeon told me 8 weeks. So I will find out. I will pretty much find out of what is going on when I probably get my new cast. And then I'm not too sure what's going to happen once I am starting to put weight on my foot and I get out of the cast. I don't know if I'll be in a boot or if what. But I don't think I need to do a surgery on the other foot, but we're only doing 1 foot at a time. So I don't think they're going to throw me, once I'm out of this cast, I don't think they're going to throw me into the operating room for the other leg straight away. I'm pretty sure they'll be wanting this left leg completely healed first before I do the other leg, because there's no point of them doing the other leg if I can't put weight on this first leg. So I will turn my camera around and I'll show you now, and I'll explain a little bit more. Okay, so I've actually just pulled up my pant leg. This pant leg was actually on top of this cast. So this is how the cast is looking. So pretty much the half cast is pretty much only a below the knee cast, and a half cast is they've only covered a half of my leg. So just imagine from here to here is half a leg. So that's pretty much how much of the cast I got on. So I can actually feel the cast. Oh, I can actually feel the plaster. There's a plaster here, a plaster here, and a plaster here. So yeah, and I'm not too sure if this is a full plaster on my foot. I don't really want to touch it because I actually do have an incision here and an incision here. They made 2 incisions. They made an incision here to pull the big toe back into place, and then they made an incision here to also move this toe as well, because if they didn't move that toe, my toes will be too far apart like that, if that makes sense. Can you imagine it? So that's what they've done. So I do have a big incision up along here, and I do have a small one here. So yeah, so I don't really want to touch my foot too much, because that's kind of where the surgery was. But that's pretty much, I don't know why they had to put the cast so high up. I think they should have just stopped here, but obviously I think that's just what my surgeon pretty much requested and wanted, which is fine. I'm itchy. I'm already starting to get itchy in some areas of the cast, and when it is itchy, I'm just going to put up with it until the itchiness goes, which is fine. I can feel all of my feet now. I don't feel any pain at the moment, but earlier, about 1 o'clock-ish, I did feel this incision right here. It didn't hurt, it just stung a little bit. But the stinginess actually went away, which is good. I do have pain relief tablets to take if it is unbearable. So yeah, so and there's a bit, the cast is white. I actually peeked under here to actually have a look of what the color of the cast is. The cast is actually white. I'm not too sure if you can actually see here underneath the bandage, but because this, I think because this is a calf cast, that is why the bandage is on, to try to keep the cast in place, because it's only covering half of my leg. So that's probably why the bandage is on, but I'm pretty sure when I get the full cast I won't need the bandage. So yeah, there's that. I will give you updates on how my recovery is going. If you guys want any updates or need it, then I will let you know. I will keep you guys in the loop as much as possible. So pretty much, I'm not allowed to put any weight onto my foot whatsoever. I don't really want to anyway, just in case I wreck it. And I cannot bump this foot, because if I bump this foot, it will undo all the damage of what the surgeons have done. So for me, actually going out in public probably won't happen until at least 2 weeks in to recovery. But even then, I am going to be conscious of when I do go out that no one actually does bump my foot. But for now, I'm not thinking about going out anytime soon, because it has only been just over 24 hours since I've had the procedure. So I'm not going to rush it. And I do have the crutches right here, as I was talking about earlier. So yeah, I'm just going to flip the camera around so I can do the outro, and then I'm going to jump back in my bed. And then the next video will be the blocking for the squares. Okay guys, so I just showed you my leg and pretty much explained what might happen. I don't know for sure what will be happening in the future once I can start to put weight on my leg. All I know is that I'm going to be in this cast for 2 weeks. I'm going to go back to a hospital. I think they're going to direct me to Caboolture Hospital, because Caboolture is a lot closer. So I'm pretty sure they're going to push me there to get this cast taken off and get the new cast put back on. But once the new cast is put back on, they'll tell me how long I'll need to have that cast on for, and then I'll have that cast on for however long they say. And then once I get that cast removed, I don't know what's going to happen after that. They'll pretty much tell me. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have therapy. So yeah, but anyway, enough of my leg. I really hope you do like this video and showing you how to actually make this square. So yeah, I really hope you guys like it. Please, if you did like it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Please smash that subscribe button. It will mean a lot to me if you do smash that subscribe button, to try and build up my channel, and hit the post notification bell button. But until now, I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.